Alright, we're back. So, we were in Yantar and the game crashed. The game crashed and it gave me a blue screen. So, I have a cool GPU. I'm going to upgrade my CPU. And hopefully I won't get any blue screens after that. So what happened to this main board was it wouldn't take a game to crash this main board, and this is actually an expensive Asus board with the X570 chipset for AMD socket AM4, and it's Asus Prime Pro. It's not like the ROG Crosshair Hero, whatever, the most expensive stuff, but it's like one tick below it. It's a very cool board and it's all white, which was the reason I picked it, to be honest. I wanted to have a white computer. I also have the white case for it. I have white power supply, whatever. So the problem that I had was when I was just browsing YouTube and I would just listen to a video, Chrome would crash the sound card, believe it or not. And what was I obviously searched the net for it, and they said, you know, you basically could have, you know, the RAM sockets, just flip the board and try to find cracks in soldering on your RAM sockets. I was like, oh, it's a developer photo. It's been a while. Hold on. I got a notification on my phone. Let's check what crap. Just shut up for a second. What is this? Right. So try to find a crack in your soldering in your RAM sockets. And I'm feeling like this is an expensive Asus board, right? Or Asus, as they call it now. And I was already out of warranty, so there was nothing that I could do other than trying to fix it myself. So I took a soldering iron and I took a simple desk kind of multiple magnifier, and I was trying to find any cracks in the soldering of the RAM socket, right? By the way, the story that I'm telling right now has nothing to do with the gameplay that you're watching, so I will bridge it at some point, I guess. Shut up. I mean, whatever. How do I turn off this? What the hell? Can I just fuck off? You're under telepathic attack here. Don't you feel it? So there was a bunch of stalkers that came here that tried to turn on a fucking scanner, and they got they got killed and turned into zombies. Yeah, alright. Great, awesome, awesome. How many meters? 3 meters that direction. Is this it? Yeah, got it. Alright. 44 meters that way. Points me out to the scanner on the pier. I'll get to it. What the fuck? I'll get the data and get out of here. There's no way stopping this. There's no way stopping this. There's something here that they could not find out. That's why they placed a scanner to understand it. Yeah, whatever that's going on here by this lake. Yeah, this is called Lake Yantar. Yantar, the area, takes its name from the lake. And there's something probably deep inside. Yeah, fuck off! I'm still under psychotic attack, so I have to get out of here. Well, here's a present for you. I'm just getting away. What about it? The people that I'm killing are... yeah, they are mercenaries. But they're not actually mercenaries. They're just illusions. As we have been told recently, that the illusion is a part of the X project research. In the end, these guys have been studying ways to manipulate ways to manipulate human consciousness that comes with all the ways of showing people whichever whichever hallucination that they would want to create. And this has connections with brain scorcher or wish granter, ultimately, that each time that humankind, whoever they are, by the way, they can be scientists, they can be soldiers, they can be states, they can be huge private companies or institutions who do their best to manipulate, see consciousness, whatever, and each time they just fucking fail. So that area is inside Yantar. Alright, that's factory. Yeah, I don't care any of that. Just want to go to the mission. Side mission, whatever. Each time they turn on this machine, it just it doesn't do good. And I mean, at this point I feel like this is like a steam machine. Back in the day, they wanted to create machines, or maybe robots, that uses steam pressure to do things. And obviously, when they tried, it just backfired and killed a bunch of people. And that has that's not a new story. When you want to use like gunpowder, right? How many people that gunpowder killed when they were just trying to manipulate it in a way that it could be useful? So many. Got it? What's the problem? It's a bloodsucker. I think it was behind me. The stalker was firing at me, but I guess he was trying to fire at the bloodsucker, so he would just ignore me. Where is he? There he is. Don't worry about it. Bloodsuckers just love me. They'll come to me instead of you. Alright, we cleared it.
I'm sorry, bud.
You're sorry for what?
You got me out of a jam, Stalker. I was trying.
What are you?
What did it do wrong? It's a predator. It hunts to survive, builds its own nest, protects it if it has to. But when it comes to monsters, human.
You're alive. That's good enough.
Thanks for not walking on by. Let me send you a...
Wow. I like that point actually. You know, the way that he said that the predators just hunt to survive. Yeah, that's actually correct. It's a lot harder to be a predator than to be some animal just feeds on this grass and whatever. That's absolutely correct. So what was I saying? I was going off on a tangent, or was I trying to make an interesting point? I can't remember. So anyway, the mission is complete. I'm just gonna go back to Malachite and return the mission. However, I have made another discovery that by Lake Yantar you should just be careful. Is that really a lake? Like this? It's a river that gets wider. Yeah, it's a river. So you know, Ukraine is a very fertile land because of all these rivers and shit. Even though it has a very cold climate and whatnot. Okay, we have hit the ridges once again. We have to follow the road. Turn left, turn west, and then go north and turn west again. If we miss any of these turns, we are going to get lost between all these ridges. That's the way it is. So I will try to remember the point that I was making, but yeah, the main board, right? Yeah, that was the story that I was telling. So I took a soldering iron and I was using a magnifier, and a RAM socket has like 200 pins in the back of the main board that I will need to check for solder cracks. So that's like an AI job, right? Like a person should not be bothered with it. Instead, if you would have an artificial intelligence that would go through, either using a photo or sensors, somewhat, just check every solder on those pins, 200 and plus pins, in order to find a soldering crack, which would happen in a factory. So basically the goods is damaged when it left the factory, and now as the end user, I am expected to fix it. Why? Because when I play a YouTube video, I get blue screen. That's why. And I wasn't getting a blue screen, I was just getting no audio. And it was so annoying because, you know, you just want to operate your PC after a long day. And it has these issues, it's just so annoying. So on a Sunday I got my desk magnifier and I got my soldering iron. I was trying to fix it. Then I just got so dizzy looking at all those pins one by one, because they are in a row and they're also in a column. There are 3 rows and 167 columns, I think. and you have to check them one by one. Like, who has the time for that? Who has the eye for that? I don't. I don't make a living by repairing electronics, specifically precision electronics. So I passed up on that. I just took my welding iron. No, soldering iron, of course, not welding. And I started to touch every pin that I would see instead of trying to look for a crack. And I fixed it. So what happens is, because a lot of you are familiar with this concept or method, let's say, when your GPU is not doing what it's supposed to do, what do? There are options. And one of those options is for homemade repairs is just fire up your oven where you bake your cake, where you bake your, pasta, whatnot, and you would just, the thing that you're gonna do, heat up the oven, put your GPU in it, keep it in there for 10 minutes or so, and then you will have a fixed GPU. So what happens is, apparently, you just melt the solderings, right? Sorry. And the solder, when it's melted, it just fills up the cracks, right? It is so fucking simple, and that's why it's so fucking effective as well. When a solder cracks, that pin, it just cannot make the contact 100%. And you probably don't need 100%, but nevertheless, it's below a certain... Okay, wait. Sorry. It is below a certain threshold for it to make healthy, let's say, or optimal contact. So what do? When you heat it up, it's not powered up, it's not plugged onto your main board, it's not plugged up to your power supply. So what happens is you just heat it up, melt the solder, and the melted solder just fills up the cracks finally, and then you have fixed your fucking GPU. Interestingly, I have never overclocked my shit since 2007. When I buy a PC, I never overclock anything. At the moment, I don't even use the XMP RAM profiles. Like, if I have a kit that runs DDR4 RAM kit that runs at 2400 megahertz, I'll just keep using it at that level. Let's check. Right? I don't fucking overclock anything. Alright, memory. God damn, it's about 2200 megahertz at the moment. Latency is 15, which is really cool. I'm not really sure because I have bought this RAM 4 years ago, so I have already forgotten. But when I was buying this RAM, I was checking up the CAS latency, I was like, 15, that's too high. You shouldn't have gone over 8. That doesn't work anyway. Like, the times have changed, obviously. Right, like at the moment I have the 780-100 AMD Ryzen 7 780-100X 3D processor. It's lying in my drawer. I just need the main board for it. Then I'm gonna get the RAM for it, obviously. But so the recommended RAM for it is supposed to run at 6,000 megahertz. I mean, when you look at it, oh wow, that's 6,000 megahertz. That's a lot, especially compared to this, because I don't overclock. And probably, by the way, my main board does not specifically support exactly this RAM that I have chosen, because I just did not do the research for it. But anyway, my the target RAM that I'm gonna get with hard-earned cash, cold hard cash, that is going to have 30 CAS latency, not even 15. That is going to have 30, and that's not a problem apparently, and because I say so. Because you don't really get to overclock anything anymore, like mid 2000s. And what did we have back then? Did we have Pentium 4s and AMD Athlons back then? And Athlons were 64 bits and whatnot, because they have pioneered it for the end user, whatnot. Also the multi-core crap. And at that time, there were people that would use exotic materials to overclock processors up to 5 gigahertz and shit, even though the stock processors were like 1 gigahertz at the time. That was crazy stuff, but those days are long gone. And at the moment, the current discussion is that everybody's just going to leave, getting together a PC case, like with the best processor and the best GPU. But instead, if you want to game, you are just going to have a Game Pass type of situation. And then you are going to get GeForce Now or another streaming service, and then just play games online with your potato or toast machine computer, instead of putting together a PC. I mean, I have never done it, but if it comes to that, we will have to adapt. Sorry, because I'm not an activist, I'm not a revolution leader or whatnot, so I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, back to the game. Okay.
Lefty and his group turned into zombies. So,
I warned them. I told them that Lefty and his men required assistance, but all I got was, calm down. They can handle it. Just focus on... But if the day...
Blizzard was on the verge of being mauled by a bloodsucker, so I had to step...
That's fantastic news. I hope the samples he was after will... Well, I don't have any other work for you.
Victoria, come in. Can you hear me? The data...
Skiff, please hold on. I know you've already done a great deal, but Trachuk wouldn't bother me without good reason.
Alright. I have done the mission for the trader, but there's more to it apparently. Hopefully it's close. Let's check it out. No, it's not close. Okay, where is the ridges? This is a ridge, this is a ridge. I have to go through them to the east. Alright, I can do it. So you see, last time, okay, I've been talking about maintenance. So you want to use the most powerful rifle that you get your hands on, right? Well, you cannot do it. If the enemy does not drop the specific ammo for it, all you can do is buy ammo from traders. And in that case, your combat efficiency, not even efficiency, but combat availability is connected to your money. And you don't make that much money already. So what are you gonna do? You complete missions and they send you to, I mean, Stalker 2 has this element of surprise that every mission that you go, I mean, they are setting it up in a way that you are kind of surprised. And that's an interesting element because every gamer knows when I go to a mission, it's either too boring or just too exciting. It's too much of a challenge, or it's just a simple, stupid job that you wouldn't want to do already. So, Stalker has back-to-back. Stalker 2 does not have stupid jobs. That's basically the deal. Even if it does, they don't pay well, right? So what's going on here?
Your skiff, right? Vicky, I mean, Professor Dorozhnik said you would come. I really appreciate your help. So I left the flash drive in the field lab on the second floor of the vehicle station. I had to hide from an emission. When I came back, the station was full of them. That drive contains priceless data.
Okay. Doesn't sound...
Thank you. Vicky went to so much trouble procuring the necessary...
Alright. 10 meters above, this idiot has left a flash drive unattended. Oh god. You know, the stupid thing here is that you have to pick up an object that has data on it. And how do we store our data? On the cloud. Today, people don't store data locally. They don't store data on, obviously, on spinning fucking physical disks anymore because they are shit already. So what do? We keep them on flash drives. And flash drives are physical objects. And Stalker is like, hey, there is the meaning of life on this flash drive, but I left it on the ground, so you have to go and pick it up. What about it? And that's kind of crazy. Like, there are very limited occurrences of flash drives that I have seen in my life. And this is straight up, guys. Like, no. You behave now. In real life, there are these occurrences of flash drives. There are 32 meters over there. Occurrences of flash drives in your real life. 1. Let's make a list. 1. You see a flash drive on your local dealer where it's on the shelf, right? And it's in its packaging. And that's it. The second occurrence of a flash drive is in your drawer or on your desk. Everybody knows that. The third appearance of a flash drive is in your pocket Like maybe you can put it in your bag as well. Doesn't matter if it's a backpack or whatnot. And third, fourth, the flash drive is plugged into your computer, your tablet, your computer. You can use a dongle to convert it and plug it in your phone, and that's it. That's it. There is no occurrence of a flash drive anywhere near the fucking zone in Ukraine where it is in an anomaly field. Alright? There was an anomaly field. At least it's on a disk. And that's it. I mean,
This is Trickster. Come in. I'm at the meeting point. Waiting for you with the data. Watch out for the ward. They're patrolling the area.
that's it. Anyway. Alright, let's meet him back. Right. Stop, you idiot. Stop! You idiot. You orange idiot. Stop.
What are you waiting for? Go get that flash drive. Please?
I already got it.
What are you waiting for? Go get that flash drive. Please?
This game is stupid. I have to talk to you. Don't walk into something. God. Still walking.
Careful, Stalker. Chachuk told us everything. We know you have the flash drive. Give it to us and you're...
Oh, he was working for the ward.
They'll steal my work. Skiff, don't do it.
Shut up! Hand over the flash drive, Stalker.
I'm not handing over anything.
Suit yourself. Goya, fire!
Throw my gun. Did I shoot that fucking idiot? Yeah, I did. Oh, fuck's sakes. Anyway, he gave me a key card, so I'm gonna carry on with it. I mean, that's what you get from standing in the way of fire, I guess. Friend the fire. Very helpful fire. Yeah. Alright, let's go back. So what I was going to say, I had that main board, but yeah, it's about main board again. I have had that main board with that issue and I have fixed it, and I didn't get any blue screens with that main board, even though it was kind of defective. You know, hardware is so complicated now, and for 2 years we have had so many, you know, controversies with even Asus. Like when you get Asus shit, you would think that you are safe, like you have gotten the good brand, they have top of the line quality check and everything, you know. It's not like Gigabyte. I have had a Gigabyte GPU GTX 460, and still to this day that's the last time I have bought anything Gigabyte. What happened was I have bought that GPU only to play Battlefield 3, and what happens is Battlefield 3, by the way, the time that it launched, it was like the most popular game ever. There were so many servers for it, and every server was full. And then DICE and EA had introduced a system where you wanted to play in a server, you would need to go through a browser extension that browses all the servers. Then you would double click on the server that you wanted to play, and then it would add you to a queue, and when it's your time to go into the server, you would just load, the browser would just load the game, and then only then you could go into the game, right? It was like the main executable of the game was like a dummy. It didn't know anything. It didn't know what to do. And the browser would tell it, you know, we are just, the players trying to join the server, and it's a legitimate request, so launch and make the player join that server, right? That's the way that it worked. And I would join a server, I would just have fun with everybody else. And me coming from Bad Company 2, the previous game to Battlefield 3, as far as I would know. Even though there was Battlefield 1943 in between there somewhere, but I don't know where exactly. Anyway, people were playing Battlefield 3 like crazy, like, oh my god, that was the most popular Battlefield game ever. And I think Battlefield still owes its popularity to Battlefield 3. Whatever. It was a great alternative to multiplayer shooters because it was marketed so well. And then my GPU driver, I have gotten that GPU brand new from a very well trusted dealership in Turkey, and then I plugged it in, power is plugged in with my Corsair power supply, top of the line, everything, mainboard, everything stable, nothing is overclocked. And then the GPU driver would crash. Just all of a sudden, it would shut down the game. It would drop me back to the desktop. No blue screens, no nothing. But I just wasn't able to play the fucking game. So this happened a few times. I asked the internet. They said, just update your driver, dude. Nothing would happen. I updated my driver. It didn't change. I updated my driver once again. As soon as Nvidia would release new drivers, it didn't change. So I took it, brought it back to the dealership that I had it, that I bought it, and they said they would send it to repairs, and they repaired it. Only then that I was able to play Battlefield 3 without any crashes. Since then, I don't trust fucking hardware, and this Asus board, which is not top of the line but 1 or 2 ticks below the line, a ton of money that I paid for it. I mean, there was only 2 more motherboards better than the motherboard that I had, and I have lost all my respect to Asus at that time, because how come that you release a motherboard that could have cracked solder issues? That's out of the line. That's unacceptable. I mean, if I would know, I would just go ahead and buy fucking MSI. I don't respect MSI at all. Do you want me to go ahead and buy MSI? Do you want me to go ahead and buy, I don't know, ASRock? Should I go ahead and buy Gigabyte? I think the way that Asus have or had basically undercut themselves was buying off Gigabyte. Gigabyte used to be very proper, high performing, budget products, and then it was, you know, unknown, uncharted territory, whatever you want from Gigabyte. And I had bought that GPU from Gigabyte at a time that they were still independent and then they got bought off by Asus, but Asus did not fix them. I don't think so. And I think at the moment, you know, that it actually made Asus worse, because after I got it and I fixed my issue during the pandemic lockdowns, by the way, so you don't get to get out, you don't get to talk to your friends, you don't get to meet them, you don't get to eat outside, and you have to sit in front of a computer all day, and then your computer has, you know, that part, that main board, as the way it's called, that has to function perfectly for everything to run, has production issues. So what would you expect? And you know, it's a huge consumer's hell, basically. And I fixed it, and then not more than a year later, there was huge BIOS issues with Asus boards. And then, you know the channel, probably Gamers Nexus, he was trying to tackle this issue. He was trying to understand the issue with 13th and 14th generation Intel processors. And he was buying Asus boards, so he went to Asus and said, you know, your boards are faulty, I guess. And Asus tried to fix it, tried to own the mistake, and the way that they have fixed it, in a way that they have released beta versions of BIOS, which were faulty, that made everything go worse. And then they made a press statement that if you would load a beta BIOS to your mainboard in order to fix your 13th or 14th generation Intel processor, you would be considered out of warranty. So, like, it was like Asus would give you the gun, and if you would shoot yourself, Asus would not take any responsibility. And on top of that, it's like Asus would tell you to shoot yourself. Anyway, so that's when I lost my complete trust in hardware manufacturers. On top of that, I have been telling you this whole huge story only because my fucking PC on Windows 11, I have used 2 years Windows 10 on this PC, and I have been using Windows 11 for like 20 months by now. It's going to be 2 years soon. I'm very happy with it. But the shitty part is, I have never had a single fucking blue screen with this hardware since I fixed it, right? Neither on Windows 10 nor on Windows 11 since I have played fucking STALKER 2. Now I have had 4 blue screens while playing STALKER 2. So explain me that. And GSG, the developers of this game, is gonna go, you know what? It's not our mistake. It's the game engine. We just build levels, we just build models, we build scripts, scenarios, we get the motion capture done, we get the voice acting done, whatever. And they're right. The fucking game engine is the reason why it crashes, and then the Epic, the makers of this game engine, would go, you know what? You have a project on our game engine. Export that project and send it to us. We will look at it. Because there are a bunch of other games that runs at Epic's Unreal Engine 5, which is what this game is running on. You know, maybe you have done a mistake here and there, Yada yada yada, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. In the end, is your. I'm gonna get this point after I take a leak. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I've just received an update on my phone. Yeah, alright. Whatever. Okay, so the end user. We are talking about the end user. And today I was listening to a Turkish version of, Linus Tech Tips. And they have the Van show, right? At the end of the week on Fridays. The Van show is like a wrap up of the whole week and the new news, and they comment on it in order to catch you up with what's going on hardware, software, technology, but mostly about the even though specialized, but also general consumer market, right? So there is a Turkish version of it, and during the Turkish version of it, there are two hosts, right? And the one is saying, Xbox Series S, the one with the weaker hardware. He says, this is kind of a waste of money, add like $100 more on top of it and get yourself a proper gaming PC and forget about Xbox Series X. And the other one, at another tangent, but in the same podcast, he said, I have suggested, recommended a bunch of my followers, a bunch of my listeners for about Xbox Series S, and I have received so many thanks for it. Because people are not gamers, basically. And please guys, remember 2014, 13, where every fucking person was a gamer and a fucking such a huge nerd because they needed to wear glasses. And you could judge me whichever the way you want. I'm too old to be judged for anything, but you can still judge me for whatever, stereotypical class or whatever that you want. But if you judge me as a nerd, I don't wear glasses. There are people who are, and by the way, nerd doesn't mean smart. We have to get that across the, Anyway, so the guy was saying, not everybody makes gaming or technology their lifestyles. They're just regular people. They get to turn on their PCs once or twice a week, and they don't want to bother with a PC, so they get Xbox Series S. They just plug it to their TVs in their living room, and they just get their wireless controller, which makes it even more convenient. And they just get to lie on their couches, and they get to play some fucking stupid game for like half an hour because they are so tired after work. They fall asleep, whatever. They leave the beer can half empty because that's that's the best that they can drink, obviously, because they're tired and they cannot go through a can of beer, even though they were like, oh god, I'm gonna get to home and it's just gonna drink all night and play games, and like an hour into it they are already, you know, gone asleep. And Saturday morning they have a stupid core that was left on Saturday morning, or even worse, they have kids that they have to attend to. So that's the difference between people who makes gaming, technology, computers, their lifestyles, and, you know, just run-of-the-mill regular people. And people tell us, tell nerds, tell gamers, you know, get a life, you know, meet a woman, get a, you know, start a family, blah 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 blah. And all those are cool things, don't get me wrong, I'm not opposing that. But then again, I don't really, you know, imagine a scenario for myself where I have to, even though maybe I should not get into this, but yeah, whatever. So for either casual gamer or just a normal person, a stupid, shitty, basic bitch console is enough, as they have it plugged into the TVs and they get to use it once a week, and they have remote controllers now, it's wireless and shit, whatever, and they just play whatever that they want, and they just fall asleep, and they fart when they're asleep, and they have their mouths open, that's all cool. And in the morning they're not even, you know, hangover because they couldn't drink hard enough during the night, the last night. So what are they gonna do? I don't know. They will probably have a core, they will probably have something to do with kids or their wives, so that's all perfect, whatever. So we have to look everything through this lens, alright? When you create the Stalker universe, you have to have people reading, understanding, listening, trying to understand the whole lore and the environment and the universe. But as for a person that goes to work as soon as they're awake, like they're up out of the bed 7:30 a.m. if they're lucky, and then they maybe get to make breakfast if they can, get on the car or bus or I don't know, whatever that they use for transportation, and they get to work and they come back at 5 p.m. or 5:30, 5 p.m. if they are extremely lucky, by the way, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., whatever, and they don't have a lot of time, and they get to sleep at 11 p.m., midnight, whatever. For that person, you have to have something that is easily consumable, and ultimately the easiest to consume game was 30 years ago. Game developers have had never faced this reality. There is no way that I'm going to look around. There is no way that I'm going to listen to an NPC. There is no fucking way that I'm going to arrange my inventory, check my weight, configure my artifacts, modify and configure my rifle, primary, secondary and my sidearm and try to get the best detector in the world or upgrade my armor depending on 7 different fucking parameters. This is not something that a casual gamer or a normal person would do. A normal person would just would just plug in the fucking Super Mario cartridge to their fucking Nintendo Entertainment System, because it would be already plugged into their TV, turn it on, get the controller, and they would just press either the B button or the A button, and that's it. And they will get their fun, they will satisfy themselves, they would go to World 3-3 the first time, and then they would go to World 4-1 the second time, and it would take them a year to finish that game, but they will still be fucking happy. They would still be very entertained, instead of, you know, thinking about how many fucking polygons did this tire take to model. That's it. In gaming, we are somewhere that we are getting detached from the casual gamer. And the worst part is, guys, and the worst part is consoles are dying. The way that consoles made gaming normal, it made everything about gaming normal. We owe that to PlayStation, and now PlayStation is dying. Consoles are dying very fast. I have no idea about what kind of system that they are going to release for the 6th generation. Not the 6th, but whichever generation it is after this. I mean, the PlayStation 5 concept in my mind is completely blank, but there is no fucking way that they are going to put a system in that, a hardware in that console, a piece of fucking plastic that is going to, you know, best my PC that I have right now. And I don't have a great PC. I have a good PC. But when Sony PlayStation 6 comes out, there is no way that they can top this. That's it. Alright? And this whole tangent that I have been talking about for infinite hours and not playing this game, all I was trying to say was, is Stalker really missing out on new players? I mean, Stalker 2. I mean, Stalker 2's universe is great, and it's not really forcing you to learn. The tutorial is nice. It's a friendly tutorial. It teaches you. It does not, you know, hold your hand through it, which is what I like. Because as soon as a game holds my hand and tries to, you know, think that I am a retard, that I don't get to, I shouldn't have used that word, I'm sorry, but whatever, you get it, people gets it. As soon as a game does that to me, I'm completely detached from that game. You don't have to tell me to, you know, press W to approach this person and then press F to talk to them, right? I can remember it from the first time you have told me. So instead, Stalker 2 has a main plot where it dresses it up, and I think so far, you know, it is introducing the world good enough, but I think it is going to be a lot better, a fucking lot better, when you know what you are dealing with here, when you know the first game very well, and you enter this game and there are so many fucking details that will make you love this game. That's it. That's what I was trying to make my point for like 3 hours already, because last time that I started to talk about this issue was my Turkish stream 5 hours ago. Anyway, let's play.
Fletchuk's dead. Here's his flash drive.
That's heartbreaking news. Trachuk was one of the few people who came close to comprehending the zone. If he was willing to lay down his life... Hello.
Okay, we killed his boyfriend because his boyfriend was stupid enough to stick his head out in front of my fire. There's nothing that I could do about it. He's dead. He was among the very few people that would get the call. Dr. Drozhinyuk as Vicky, because her name is Victoria, so you get to shorten it as Vicky, either with a Y or an I. He could get to do it. That was kind of like the level of familiarness that he could attain with this rare zone female. He's dead. Sorry. And she felt like that she also had feelings for him. So maybe I should get her number whenever she feels lonely, I think. But that's not my focus right now. Okay, so in Rostock, they have given me trader have given me a mission to search this area for a freedom squad that was taken hostages by bandits, right? On top of that, Richter has told me that I had to go here in chemical plant to meet Dr. Dupalov, although I'm not really, familiar with his title. Let's just call him Dupalov. Show him the dog collar that I have in order to start a dialogue, and then ask him about X project, mind manipulation, phantoms. Oh god, there's a lot that I could ask him, actually. And yeah, I'm tired of going into tangents. I mean, if you're a English speaker watching the stream that haven't seen my former Turkish streams, I drop a lot of Stalker lore in here and there, and each time that I have to drop it, I have to go into a tangent or go off into a tangent for half an hour in order to explain Stalker lore to people who are not familiar with it. And I'm not sick of it, by the way, but people might be if people get to watch this. What is this artifact? Right? This way? God damn it! Just materialize. Just manifest yourself, artifact. Yeah, I'm right next to it, but I'm not. Ha! I got it. Thunderberry. Alright, let's check it out. And there is... Oh! Yeah, go into the anomaly field and don't get hurt, right? Just because you have to ambush me here. God damn it. This game doesn't make any sense at times. I understand it's a wild world and everything. But, yeah. Thunderberry. Oh, holy shit, this is great! Oh my god! Oh! Okay, but yeah. I cannot. Oh god, this is maximum endurance recovery, guys. Like, I stop here, but look at it, look at it. Look at my bottom left blue bar. I'm getting tired because I'm running, alright? Alright. Then I stop and it comes back because it has maximum endurance recovery. Holy shit. Couldn't have asked anything better than this. But the problem with it is it has maximum radiation. So, okay. Here's like, it's like a, it's not like an IQ test or anything, but it is like a small puzzle here that we are having. So I have this armor because, yeah, you have to have an armor when you go into the zone. Spoiler alert, you have to have an armor. It gives you thermal protection. Wait, sorry. There was a scream nearby. Snork? Snork. Motherfucker, just die! There's more, there's more! There are two more. Snorks. They're so dangerous. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna waste my efforts. A death to a Snork is a permanent death. You don't get to come back. And you not just your save is deleted, you have to start the game from afresh. It is just not like that. You also have to, your computer is taken away from you, then you have to save money to buy a new computer and start all over. And your Steam account is also deleted if you die to a Snork. If you didn't know. Just saying. Alright, so right. This is what happens when you attach an artifact to your belt, to your person, whatever. And this one has maximum radiation, which means this indicator here over the time is going to fill with more radiation, and ultimately the more radiation that you sustain is going to take more health from your health bar, and it's going to eventually kill you. So you will have to find, like, I have sustained some radiation now because this is blinking. This is saying there's something that causes radiation on your body. For most times this is an external element. Right, in this case there's nothing that is radioactive around me, at least to the level of critical level. Because if there would be, I would hear my Geiger counter going off, like cracking sounds and whatnot. You would hear it. And the way that I am sustaining radiation now is because the artifacts that I have on my body. Alright? That's the main thing here. And see, I have already lost some health. Okay, so what do we do in this case? You just ignore the cause of radiation and you just shoot anti-radiation drugs. Or if you have beer on your inventory or you have vodka, you just drink that to reset this lever, to reset this indicator in order to get rid of the sustained radiation level. Or you just try to find the reason, the cause of radiation poisoning, right? So let's get back on the armor. Armors have, some of them have artifact slots, so you can attach artifacts. And some armors have these green artifact slots that has this green effect in the bottom. What happens is, whichever artifact that you put in this green slots, let's call them, your armor takes away the exposed radiation effect of them. So let's reset our configuration. Right? We have 5 empty artifact slots because our armor allows it, and then 2 of them are going to be taken away by our armor. And our radiation level is already high, so let's use an anti-radiation drug. Shoot it, and now we have 0 radiation, right? So let's look at the artifacts that we have. This is my Eli 5 course for artifacts, radiation, and armor. And if you don't know the explanation of Eli 5 means explain like I am 5 years old. Hypercube. Maximum bleeding resistance, maximum thermal protection. Awesome artifact. Except it also emits maximum radiation. I want this in my protected slot. Let's call these green slots as protected slots. So I have attached it. I'm not getting any radiation. Why? Even though this one has half of the radiation in the zone in itself. That would kill me already, but it doesn't because it's in my protection slot. Alright. Second, Thunderberry has maximum endurance recovery. As a side effect, it has maximum radiation. I will put this in my second protected artifact slot. So what I have in my current configuration, maximum radiation, maximum radiation. So I have maximum radiation times 2, but I am not getting any radiation. So I'm fine. I make full use of the positive effects of these 2 artifacts. I get maximum bleeding resistance, I get maximum thermal protection from Hypercube, and I get maximum endurance recovery from Thunderberry. And I get 2 times maximum radiation, but I don't get irradiated because they are in protected slots. So on top of that, I have liquid rock. It has maximum radio protection, it does not emit radiation. It protects you from radiation. And maximum chemical protection. This is the best artifact that I have. I put it in the slot. So what happens? Maximum radiation. I have maximum radiation times 2 here. That has taken care of by my suit, because they are in protected slots. On top of that, now in case if there is a radiation source, external radiation source, this one is going to protect that radiation, external radiation for me. Alright, and it also will protect chemical protection. It will also protect me from chemical artifacts. So I'm set up here already. 3, I don't know if these are called legendary artifacts. This one is called a legendary artifact. There's not even a description for it. The game does not tell you what it does. Alright. But it's a legendary artifact. It does not emit radiation, so I will put it in my slot, even though I don't know, I'm not perfectly clear what it does. However, with these 3, let's call them extremely rare artifacts with maximum effects and side effects, I am well set up. And what do I need on top of this? Like, I can also get a boost to my physical protection, but my armor already has a ton of physical protection, so instead, yeah, I will add 8 or 6 kilograms to my maximum carry capacity. That will also increase my optimal carry capacity from probably from 60 kilograms to 66, 6 to 8, maybe 70 kilograms, so I can keep sprinting up until that load in my backpack. So it's like that line from Pulp Fiction, where they get to find the case and then Vega gets to pick up the case and check it, and Samuel L. Jackson's character asks him, "Are we happy?" And then he goes, "Yeah, we are happy." This is that moment. We are happy. We are happy. Don't worry about it. That's it. So let's find something. Let's find something to do. Let's go there then. Yeah, we have completed the Malachite mission. Scientist helicopter, what? Yeah. The Mercs are requesting a side mission somehow, but I'm gonna go here. My main mission. Okay, well, this stream is full of me talking instead of playing. I'm aware of that, and I don't regret it. I think I have told a bunch of quite useful information other than my rants on computer hardware and whatnot, but yeah, there you go. Whatever. Beep. Beep, 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 beep. So, ask me about my current... I still get kinda good endurance recovery, but yeah, it's not really good. In the first game, the endurance recovery, when you max it, used to be awesome, man. Like, you would get almost instant endurance recovery. And endurance recovery is not something that helps with your game comfort. It also helps with survival a lot. Like at this level I cannot jump, only at the first level I can jump, and there are so many times that you need to jump right away. And if you cannot jump, you don't survive. Also during firefights, where you need to jump, where you need to run, but don't get to run, that's weak. So the key to Stalker firefights is that AI can shoot you wherever you are. As soon as they get the chance to have a straight line of fire, they'll just do it. They'll just fire at you. Whereas you still need to sit down and adjust and put your sights on the target properly. But they kind of shoot you like an aimbot, as they don't really miss at all, almost never. But you have to be a proper player, put your sights on the target, wait until your endurance recovers so your hands don't shake. And speaking of casual players and normal people, I know that there are a lot of motherfuckers out there that never had their hands shake. And it's not actually a very hard thing to experience, excluding the possibility of any motherfuckers going out to hunt innocent animals, basically. But if you get to play paintball or airsoft, then you know that you are next to the enemy and you're about to engage them with your weapon drone, like this, on the target. And you're just waiting the guy from the opposing team to appear, and then you are just ready to pull the trigger. As you wait just like this, your hands will shake. And I'm not sure if there's extreme chemical damage. I'll have to get this artifact and get out very quick. I'm not sure if there's did you just blow up? Yeah, thanks. It's another fucking cola buck, isn't it? I don't even get to sell this shit. It doesn't make money. And the game just keep giving me this. But fuck, I have never seen this huge anomaly field, to be honest. Anyway, let's dump it. Ooh, another giant chopper that has not crash landed, by the way. The official report is that it has successfully unassembled itself when it contacted the surface. Right? Get your facts straight. But anyway, if you have never had experienced your hands shaking, try playing airsoft or paintball. You will get your hands shaking for sure. And in this game, you are that person who gets the handy shaky, whereas your AI opponents or the NPCs just shoot you like lasers from whichever range. And yeah, that's why you have to be prepared for. Ooh, I am so afraid. Please don't shoot me. What is that? Whatever. He was a professor.
Leash. Come on in. And don't drag your feet.
You only got one. Don't expect a big fail. Hand it over. You're new around here, aren't you? Or have I just forgotten you? I had an assistant I'll never forget. Nightingale. He was a delight to work with and a great drinking buddy. It's a shame he's gone.
I wasn't planning to.
I know what you're here about. The first ones in the house. But we'll enjoy it right here on the spot. It's just down.
Seriously? God damn it. God, this guy has a distillery, guys. Like, you could get your alcohol and mix it with sugar and some water and just wait until it turns into drinkable alcohol. Instead, this guy has a distillery where he gets to make the alcohol.
It's an elixir you'll light and never forget. Or remember. All right. Let's sample the goods. Let's have one. And then we can talk about what, where, and how much. Here's to the start of our partnership.
Alright, this is actually a historical moment in Stalker. This guy is apparently one of the original X-Project guys, right? I'm getting too sleepy and shit, and I don't need to.
All right. Here's to our
I
partnership.
shouldn't miss. You know, he has sinus leakage,
Not
just like
even
I
a
have.
flinch, huh? That sort of bravado is gonna impress me. When you're drinking, you've gotta put your heart into it.
No, you don't. You just chuck on the
Where are
fucking
we?
bottle.
How about another one?
Let's toss another one back.
You're definitely not a grad student. That's a good thing.
And by the way, if you're alcoholic to this level, you're not using shot
Leave them out
glasses.
next
Instead,
time.
you're just chucking
The
on the
shop's
bottle.
closed. What's the
Especially
point
if you are
of
making it.
$100 if I don't have a leash? It was a promising project, sure. But it's time to
It is such a great coincidence that I get to
Bottoms up,
hit this
Stalker.
mission. Anyway, this guy is a Project X scientist, which did not exist in the first game, but in this game they exist because Jesse is, what's that word? Generous enough to give us that.
What project are you talking about?
I told ya, Project Leash, the mutant control project. They cooked up all sorts of freaks, then tried to make gadgets to bust them around and zap them remotely if things get out of hand. As you know, they fucked up the later parts. When the project got shelved, those colored mutants were supposed to die peacefully in their cages, not run amok in the zone spooking stalkers. So much for a promising project. But I suppose promises are made to be broken. How about a drink to that stalker?
Yeah. Promises are meant to be broken.
Let's have an
Let's drink to that.
To abstract thinking.
Obviously.
If man is the measure of all things, then the measure of a man is 3 shots of this magic vodka. So go ahead, ask your questions while I'm feeling charitable.
How do you destroy phantoms and defeat someone who can create
This is such a great
induced
scene.
illusions?
Seen double, eh? You
I'm
probably
seeing
just have
triples,
some
bro.
bad vodka. Try some of mine. It's good for more than just keeping radiation at bay.
When I saw the man who created those phantoms, I was stone cold sober.
Ha ha ha. And I was stone cold sober when I saw evidence that it was impossible. But who am I to forbid you from living in a world of illusions? If you're really so eager, drag your ass to X5. That's where the whole 3-ring circus used to be. Try to find a blueprint for the suppressor. It's out to help you. I'm all out of vodka anyway. Come on. I'll give you the key card for the lab.
I'll just drop off here, I think, as soon as I stand up. So
The
just
suppressors, on the other hand,
leave it on my body when I drop off. Why is he running? Look at this guy.
abilities of a fine nature. Now, where did I put it? Look, no, that's just some junk. Ah, look, a pickle. I'll save it for later. Fuck, where are you off to?
Beep, 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 beep. What's going on?
Artifact just popped out of the stair. Grab me, stalker.
What? Oh, fuck. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Oh, I got it. Fuck. Holy shit. What's the artifact? Crystal Thorn. Is that the key? Anyway, let's drink to that. Let's drink 2 bottles to that. Oh, this shit. I'm gonna pass that. Oh.
Why, you're light on your feet, stalker. You can hang on to this one. You've earned it. You went after the artifact like a bullet from a gun. Seems like I gave the keycard for X5 to Sherpa after all. That's why I hate teetotalers. The bastard must have caught me in a good mood.
I see.
Anyway, if you want the suppressor, you need to talk to that boring grad student yourself. He's over in Nagropro, staying close to X5. And now
Oh.
for the 4th shots, the happiest of them all.
Sure. So, yeah, this is Agroprom from the first game. This is the area. I have been to the research institute already. Where, yeah, this used to be Agroprom. Like here, like follow my cursor here. Here. This is very important. Don't miss out. You don't get to see the river. in the first game when you go to the Agroprom. Here, 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 and here. That's all Agroprom used to be. So Agroprom now lies inside chemical plant area in Stalker 2, and you'll have to go across and get the key from Scherba in here. Alright, that's easy. Whatever. Yeah, alright. Okay, well. Oh god. I'm really not fit enough to do this. But right. Okay, let's say yeah, he's out of it. Let's leave him. There was an artifact that we have been chasing around, and it's a shitty artifact. However, this was the first time that I have seen it, and Crystal Thorn is an artifact from the first game. Now we get to see it for the first time, at least in my stream, so we will get out of here. And I'm extending the stream. I'm ready to just go to bed and sleep, but you know, drunk gaming is fun, right? Have to go to north. I will try that, whatever that is in between the river. I'll try to cross the river that way. What is it? Okay, what is this? I already did not have an SV98 in my inventory, but this motherfucker just put it in my primary slot. And alright. Yeah. Seriously, what is going down in this game at times? Like, why is there a monolith antenna here? I will never get to understand it. And sorry for my sinus leakage. I'm not even diagnosed for sinus. Who the fuck are you? Are you an illusion? Yeah, he is. Because I'm right next to this fucking antenna. They'll just keep spawning as long as I don't leave this area. So I will try to leave this area. And you cannot cross the river from here. And you cannot even check our map to find a place to leave this, to find a place to cross the river, because as soon as we're next to that antenna, it's just going to spawn monoliths everywhere around us. Because, you know. Alright, let's go east. Alright, let's go east. Whatever. You know, there are games that you can play when you're drunk. And I have always thought Squad was the best game to play drunk. Because there's so much going on. It's a game that you are 50 versus 50. Oh wow. It adds side protection for 90 seconds. That's pretty good. And Stalker 2 is just Oh, this is the Stalker village from, not the Stalker village, but the abandoned village in, yep, also known as the Bloodsucker village. This area used to be in army warehouses in first Stalker game. Now it's in this game in a chemical plant. So basically the chemical plant has at least 2 areas from the main game's maps. So that's great, I think. But what am I going to do? I just need to cross this. And instead of going to east, I have went to west. But doesn't matter, there's a bridge there as well. Like, who cares? And we will get back to this Bloodsucker village sometime later. Right? Right, we're on the right way. Let's cross, and so we can get there. Yeah. Alright though, I mean, oh, this has been all cool and shit, but this has to end. This game is very Stalker 2, I have to say. Like, it has some problems, but yeah, it's in so many ways very surprising, and I like it so far, and I think that this is legitimately the Stalker 2 that we have been waiting for. That's all I have to say. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. Good night and see you later.